It's a lovely day for racing here at Autodrome Lago Maggiore as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Sunoiler posted 18.293 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Smells like Wii is on their practice out lap. Sunoiler posted a 2:18.293 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? It's a lovely day for racing here at Autodrome Lago Maggiore as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Megasaurus 55 has a best lap time of 2:09.448. Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
Smells like Wii is on their practice out lap. With just 19 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Smells like Wii is in T8. Megasaurus 55 posted 2:02.911 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Smells like Wee is getting to grips with the Porker in this practice session. Lars is on their first practice flying lap. Smells like Wee has a best lap time of 2:03.288. Sunoiler posted a 2:18.293 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Let's talk rubber. Tyre pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. It's a Euro S like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact edge, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip, too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear, or even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
Sunoiler has a best lap time of 2:18.293. Smells like Wee posted 2:02.967 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Lars is on their first practice flying lap. With just 13 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Lars posted a 208.875 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Sunoiler has a best lap time of 207.361. Lars posted 208.875 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Megasaurus 55 has a best lap time of 202.911. There are just over 10 minutes left in this practice session. With just 9 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Lars posted a 208.382 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Smells Like We has a best lap time of 202.693. Lars has a best lap time of 208.382. Smells Like We posted 2:18.612 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 7 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Sunoiler has a best lap time of 2:06.180. Lars has a best lap time of 2:06.787. In these sessions, they're not just pushing the car's limits, but their own too. Testing their mettle, seeing how far they can go before the big dance.
Exactly. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. Balancing aggression with precision, daring with data. It's an art and a science.
Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
Smells Like We posted a 2:48.111 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 4 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Smells Like We has a best lap time of 2:02.693. It's a lovely day for racing here at Autodrome Lago Maggiore as we watch these drivers warm up and get ready for the race. Smells Like We posted 2:04.047 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Jack M team is on their practice out lap. Smells Like We posted a 2:04.047 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? With just 1 minute left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Smells Like We has a best lap time of 2:02.693. Smells Like We has a best lap time of 2:02.693. Here we go, folks. The atmosphere is electric as the drivers prepare to unleash their machines on the track at Autodrome Lago Maggiore for the qualifying session. It's a very still day here at Autodrome Lago Maggiore, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The tension's building now. This is going to be another great race.
Starting from pole position is the best possible outcome for Megasuros 55. Securing the second place is Sunoiler.
A strong grid position, and they'll be expecting a solid result today.
Coming in at third, we have Jack M Team.
But they're going to have to be quick out of the blocks if they want to keep up with the top performers.
And in the fourth position, it's none other than Smells Like We.
I'm sure Smells Like We will be expecting to bring home solid points from here.
Starting just behind the front runners in fifth place is the determined driver, Lars.
Another good start for the German driver.
The starting signal has been given, and the drivers face the uncertainty of the first lap. With cars packed tightly together, the potential for spins or collisions is high.
Maintaining a safe distance while still pushing for position is a delicate balance. Experience and composure will be vital in these opening moments.
Bit of a cruisy start for Megasuros 55, just feeling out the track at Autodrome Lago Maggiore. You know, like a dingo sussing out the lay of the land. So Lars has decided to play it cool, eh? Holding on to 5 like a croc with a juicy steak. Just sizing up the competition, I reckon. In fourth place, we have Lars. As fast as a cut snake, Megasaurus 55 is moving away from Sunoiler.
Seems like Megasaurus 55 has got the wind in the sails, but will Sunoiler be able to weather the storm?
Well, that's an unexpected descent. Megasaurus 55 finds themselves repositioned at second.
Now ain't that something? Megasaurus 55's got a bit of a wrinkle in their plan, but they'll iron it out, mark my words.
By the looks of it, Megasaurus 55 is making sure Jack M Team gets a full view of those rear lights. It's like a prolonged good day, without the handshake.
Jack M Team is hunting, but Megasaurus 55's making that car wide really wide. It's a tactical masterclass out there.
The pursuit is on. Jack M Team is closing the gap on Megasaurus 55, determined to claim P1.
I've seen molasses move faster than this. Just kidding, but Jack M Team's surely making Megasaurus 55 feel the heat. It's a southern summer showdown out here.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
Should things go south between Smells Like We and Lars, we might witness a high-speed game of bumper cars, but trust me, it's way less fun with real race cars.
We're watching Lars in third, and is currently being hounded by Smells Like We with a gap of just 0.2 seconds. This is not looking good for Lars. They've just lost third to Smells Like We, and their strategy seems to be failing them. Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Lars for nabbing third.
Y'all ever see a hot rod at a country fair? Lars is giving me those vibes right now with that ascent.
You reckon Lars has got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible.
You Americans have your drive-thrus. Here, Smells Like We's trying to make this a drive past on Lars.
Well, let's see if they can supersize that pass, or if they'll just get a side of disappointment. The mental game is just as important here. Smells Like We must keep their cool while putting pressure on Lars.
If cars could sweat, Lars's rear view would be a bloody waterfall right now. Close racing this. No worries for Lars, who's leaving Smells Like We for dust, as though they're a parched bloke chasing the beer van.
Lars is looking tougher to pass than a kidney stone, driving with the authority of a southern sheriff.
Tell ya what, Smells Like We's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle? It's a game of inches now as Lars tails Jack M Team closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
If Lars gets any closer, they might as well ask Jack M Team for a piggyback ride.
Whoa there. Smells Like We is sticking to Lars like glue. You reckon Lars is feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would. Huge shout out to the admins at Assetto Corsa friends for making this all possible. Without their hard work and dedication, we wouldn't be able to witness this incredible event.
That's right, Rob, and the excitement is palpable. I can feel it in my circuits. I mean, this is the kind of race that people will be talking about in the bar. We're witnessing history in the making.
Here's some action. Smells Like We's tailgating Lars so close, it's like they're sharing the same set of wheels as they near T14. Blimey, Lars is playing a tight game of footy on this track. Smells Like We's got the ball, but no clear shot at the goal just yet.
Lars is guarding that line like a center. If Smells Like We wants to make a move, they better have a trick up their sleeve.
Wow, Smells Like We is really pushing hard to catch up to Lars. There's blood in the water for third place.
With the way Smells Like We is stalking Lars, you'd think they're trying to figure out what they had for breakfast this morning. In your experience, Hal, what was the most challenging aspect of maintaining concentration during a race? The most challenging aspect, Rob, was managing the various inputs and distractions during the race, from radio communication with the team to monitoring car performance and race strategy. It's a delicate balancing act that requires immense mental discipline.
The battle for 3 is heating up as Smells Like We tries to catch Lars in P3.
This is where every inch counts. Smells Like We is pushing hard to close the gap on Lars. Absolutely, precision and control are key here. Knowing when to push and when to hold back can be the difference between winning and losing.
Everyone's on the edge of their seats. Or in my case, on the edge of spilling my coffee. Lars is getting closer to Smells Like We, and I'm getting closer to needing a towel. Looks like Smells Like We's strategy might just be to let the rest of them die of old age. It's a waiting game now. The gap between Jack M Team and Smells Like We is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Jack M Team to bring Smells Like We into play.
That's very true, and Smells Like We knows that as well. They have to drive their own race and wait for Jack M Team to make a mistake, if they want to have any chance of overtaking.
Oh, it seems Hal that Jack M Team has seen their lead over Smells Like We shrink to 1.1 seconds. With steely determination and laser focus, Smells Like We is homing in on Jack M Team. The battle lines are drawn.
The stopwatch doesn't lie, and the shrinking gap is telling a tale of a hunter closing in on its prize.
Did you blink? Because Smells Like We just laid down a scorcher of a lap. Even my ex never left that fast.
They are certainly...
Stop the press. Just like my hope in finding the one. Megasaurus 55's direction seems a bit lost right now.
By the looks of it, Megasaurus 55's been taking driving tips from them Duke boys. Ain't the Dukes of Hazzard, friend.
I've made some questionable life decisions, but trailing over 2 seconds behind? Even I'm not that self-sabotaging.
Oh, for sure. It's like watching a cooking show where Smells Like We is trying to whip up a winning dish, but Jack M Team keeps hiding the main ingredient.
Well, don't come the raw prawn. Smells Like We's giving it some stick, pulling Jack M Team into a mere 0.9 seconds.
With every lap, I can see Smells Like We making micro adjustments on that steering wheel, refining traction control. They're itching to show Jack M Team their taillights.
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Sunoiler will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. Looks like Sunoiler remembered to twist that anti-roll bar, giving them better cornering. If they get any closer to Lars, they'll be seeing what they had for brekkie.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
Stone the Crows. Smells Like We's in third, but if I know them, Jack M Team's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon.
It's a dance of titans, a symphony of engines, and Smells Like We's tempo is rising.
Smells Like We has got their wait, crikey. Smells Like We thought they were on a boomerang's flight path. Only problem? Didn't come back.
Dang, Smells Like We was riding high, but that slip up? That's like tripping over your own shoelaces at the county fair.
As the sun beats down and the engines roar, Smells Like We stakes a claim in fourth. Struth, Sunoiler's chances are looking thinner than a roux on a diet. Only way forward might be a bit of razzle-dazzle or a slip up ahead.
Well, every dog has its day, and this race ain't over till it's over. Anything can happen yet, and it usually does. I've certainly seen drivers come back from worse.
Looks like Lars is testing the off-road capabilities of their ride. While Lars is not under immediate threat from Smells Like We, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
You're spot on, and Smells Like We knows that they can't rely on Lars making an error. They have to keep driving with skill and determination, and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes their way.
Struth, Lars has been left out in the Never Never, with Smells Like We darting past like a roux in the headlights.
Yep, looks like Lars missed the hoedown memo, while Smells Like We's dancing right up front.
You know, Rob, these pit stops always amaze me. Just a few seconds, and they change tires, refuel, adjust settings. It's like a well-choreographed dance.
Absolutely, and the precision. One slight misstep, and it could cost the race. It's an art and a testament to the pit crew's relentless training and coordination.
This is where the race gets really interesting. Lars is closing in on Smells Like We.
This ain't a track, it's a coliseum, and the gladiators are putting on one hell of a show.
It may seem like Lars is far behind, but Smells Like We can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Lars an opening to catch up. It seems like Smells Like We is pushing. They are on for recording their best lap so far this race.
Can Smells Like We keep it together?
Some say it's about the journey, not the destination. But Lars seems pretty intent on that third spot. Well, butter my biscuit. Lars is no slouch, mate. That lap time's gonna give Smells Like We some grey hairs. The race is heating up as Smells Like We in 5th closes in on Sunoiler. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they're going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight. Hang on to your cork hats, mates. We're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Smells Like We and Sunoiler. Even though Smells Like We is a fair way behind Sunoiler, they can't afford to let their guard down. Sunoiler is still vulnerable to mistakes. Sunoiler couldn't hold back the tide. Smells Like We is shaving off seconds like a barber on a busy morning.
This is a critical moment in the race for Sunoiler. They need to find some extra speed and stay ahead of Smells Like We.
Smells Like We's so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind.
Watching Smells Like We right now is like reliving my high school track meets. A for effort, D for speed.
Blimey, Smells Like We's cranking up the downforce, making every newton of force count. That gap's shrinking faster than my wallet at the pub. As rubber meets road, and strategy meets luck, Lars is etching their story in 3rd. Sunoiler's gaining on Lars faster than a rattlesnake on a mouse. The gap's now down to 2.8 seconds.
If Lars wants to keep their lead, they're going to need to drive like they've got a gator on their tail.
As a former driver, Hal, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Rob. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
Smells Like We could be looking for a way up the inside of Sunoiler.
Can they make it past without taking the paint off?
We've seen overtakes, close calls, and pure racing genius today. Currently, Megasaurus 55 has carved out a spot at first. The action is non-stop as Sunoiler shadows Smells Like We through every twist and turn, determined to claim 4th.
Hold onto your hats, folks. Sunoiler is giving Smells Like We a run for their money. Things are gonna get spicy as they round T15.
I'll be a monkey's Uncle Hal, but Sunoiler's plans have gone walkabout right now. They're having a proper Barry Crocker keeping up with Smells Like Wee. You know, mate, I was chatting with some of the pit crew earlier, and they were debating on which tyre compound to use. Hard as deciding between a meat pie and a sausage roll.
Well, back in my indie days, the choice was as clear as sweet tea or lemonade. But I reckon, here, with these changing conditions, it's more of a gamble.
From the cockpit to the pit lane, the chatter is all about Lars's masterful hold on the third. Smells Like Wee is gaining on Lars quicker than a croc on a wallaby. It's a blink and you'll miss it situation with 2.2 seconds separating them.
Lars has got to turn on the afterburners if they want to keep Smells Like Wee in check.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Sunoiler, who is currently in P5. But Smells Like Wee is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Sunoiler. Crikey, Sunoiler's looking like they've been caught in a rip, struggling to keep up with the pace set by Smells Like Wee. Hope they find their feet soon.
Hot dog, Sunoiler's got to pick up their boots and scoot. Smells Like Wee's in the fast lane, probably whistling Dixie.
You ever miss the roar of engines, Hal?
Every single day, Rob. But we've got the next best thing, dissecting every nuance of these races and sharing our digital wisdom with the world.
Sunoiler's drifting so far back, it's like looking in the mirror after a decade-long pub binge. Time's not been kind, mate. This is a thrilling battle as Smells Like Wee edges closer to Lars in their fight for P3. Looks like Lars is legging it from Smells Like Wee. The gap's growing like a well-watered wattle as they zoom through T5. Struth. Smells Like Wee's taken a bit of a tumble down the order to 5th. Must have missed the memo.
Racing's like good old southern barbecue, slow and steady. Maybe Smells Like Wee is just marinating a bit before the big sizzle.
Did you hear about the race car driver who got a parking ticket? He said it was fine with him.
Oh, that one's got some mileage. Like the whispered legends told by the Smoky Mountains, this race still holds secrets. Every bend, every stretch could change the tale for Smells Like Wee.
It might be early days, but Megasaurus 55 is already casting a shadow from the first. Crikey, Megasaurus 55's lead is slipping away quicker than a roux on the hop. Jack M team is now just 6.3 seconds behind. Boy, Smells Like Wee's in a bit of a pickle, having to cover more ground than a kangaroo in the midday sun. Their only savior might be if Sunoiler cocks up.
Yep, and even then, it's a long shot like trying to shoot a squirrel from 100 yards. They certainly aren't going to be close enough to mount any kind of challenge soon unless it's down to a mistake from Sunoiler.
The gap between Smells Like Wee and Sunoiler is growing. It's now up to 13.2 seconds. The engines roar, the tyres squeal, and amidst all this chaos, Megasaurus 55 is making a statement in first.
Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
Megasaurus 55 is holding onto this lead like a possum up a gum tree, but Jack M team is closing in, down to 6.8 seconds.
Megasaurus 55's really got their work cut out now. Can they find the speed to fend off Jack M team, or will we see a new leader in this race?
In your experience, Al, what was the most important aspect of managing tire degradation during a race?
The most important aspect, Rob, was maintaining a good balance between pushing hard and conserving tires. Finding the sweet spot between aggression and tire preservation was key to optimizing race pace and strategy.
Megasaurus 55 is on fire in the last sector.
They'll be the ones celebrating at the finish line.
And it's a checkered flag for Megasaurus 55, who crosses the finish line with a commanding victory. What a phenomenal performance, absolutely dominant today.
And that's why Megasaurus 55 is one of the best in the business. A dominant display of driving from start to finish, leaving the rest of the pack in the dust.
Some might say that second place is the first loser, but Jack M team certainly doesn't see it that way. They put in a phenomenal effort and should be proud of their impressive result.
Impressive performance. They pushed themselves to the limit for a fantastic second place finish.
Impressive drive from Sunoiler to claim the final spot on the podium. Lars end in 4th. Finishing 5th is Smells Like We. It's a beautifully calm day here at Autodrome Lago Maggiore, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The calm before the storm. I don't know about you, Rob, but I can't wait to see who comes out on top of this one.
Smells like we will lead the way from pole position. As the drivers prepare to take off, Lars sits in second place on the starting grid. Our third place starter for today's race is none other than Sunoiler,
Putting that Porsche 911 into prime position for the race.
In the fourth position, we have Jack M Team ready to tackle the race ahead.
I think we are all looking forward to seeing what Jack M Team can do from here.
On the fifth grid slot, we have Meggiore 55. The story has begun, full throttle ahead. This initial stanza is a quintessential blend of poise and aggression as drivers etch their narrative.
The drivers will need to be aggressive but also patient. They can't afford to make any mistakes if they want to stay in the running for a podium finish.
It's a delicate balance, Hal, but the best drivers know how to find that balance and make it work to their advantage.
It's going to be an exciting first sector. I can't wait to see how this all plays out.
Now, isn't that a sight? Smells like we hanging tight at one. Maybe they're waiting for everyone else to make their move. Smart as a whip, that one.
The first lap can always be a bit of a bun fight as everyone tries to establish themselves. It's easy for inexperienced racers to blow it in T1.
The drivers are jockeying for position. Jack M Team will be looking to get off to a good start and consolidate their position. The racing is normally closely fought here at Autodrome Lago Maggiore. I think we are in for a cracking race.
Like gladiators they enter Rob, but instead of lions and swords our champions fight in an arena of tarmac, and with fire-breathing machines of cutting-edge materials, designed to explore the very limits of physics itself in what can sometimes be very much a fight to the death.
Settling into a rhythm is going to be crucial here.
A good old-fashioned southern standoff, that's what Jack M Team's doing, holding their ground, and sometimes that's the best strategy in the early laps.
Now that's how it's done. Meggiore 55 rips through the track, while Lars watches the tail lights fade.
Go, 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 that's what we want to see.
Disappointing for Meggiore 55, they now find themselves in fourth.
Well, change is the only constant. And in this dance, Meggiore 55 is certainly keeping us on our toes with that position shift.
It's all eyes on this battle as Sunoiler in fourth tries to hold off the challenge of Lars.
This could be where Lars is going to dive up the inside. Sunoiler is going to need to cover the inside and that will compromise their exit speed.
Well, butter my biscuit, Hal. Sunoiler's dropped a clanger and Lars has swooped in like a magpie at a picnic.
Just like a Carolina crow spotting a shiny trinket, quick and opportunistic.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Jack M Team is right behind Smells Like We, keeping the pressure on for first place. Quiet, steady, reliable. That's Jack M Team's game today. No drama, just some good old-fashioned racing. Tactics are clearly going to play an important part in this race.
They are going to need to look after their tires and will want to keep something in them for the crucial latter stages, as their tires wear and fuel levels deplete and the handling changes.
And don't forget the track grip increases as more rubber gets laid down.
Indeed, the conditions are constantly changing and the drivers need to adapt, otherwise it can cost crucial time and jeopardize their position.
The tension is building as Megasaurus 55 trails behind Jack M Team. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Can Jack M Team hold on, or will Megasaurus 55 be able to close them down?
Just like my attempt at barbecue last summer, Megasaurus 55's burning time but ain't getting any hotter.
We've got an edge of your seat battle between Jack M Team in second and Megasaurus 55 in 3, with just 0.3 seconds between them. Not much room to breathe for Jack M Team with Megasaurus 55 trailing so close. I reckon we'll see a move soon, especially at T2.
They say rubbing is racing, but if Megasaurus 55 gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
Megasaurus 55 has just put in a faster lap than Jack M Team, so that's going to give them something to worry about.
The question is now, can Jack M Team respond to that in kind? They are going to have to pick up the pace.
Oi, Megasaurus 55, if you wanted a tour of Jack M Team's rear bumper, you've got a front row seat. Better make your move before the show's over. Megasaurus 55 is making ground on Jack M Team quicker than a roux in a paddock. Now, the gap's just 0.5 seconds. Crikey, Jack M Team's moving up faster than a cold one disappears on a hot day. They've clinched first. Oh my, smells like we is hot on the tail of Megasaurus 55. As they come into T12, I'm sure they may have a cheeky peek up the inside.
A misjudgment by either driver could result in a close encounter of the tire barrier kind, and that's one handshake they'll want to avoid.
If Smells Like We doesn't pick up the pace, hell, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. Breaking update, well, Smells Like We's spinning like my life in 2020. Someone get them a map, or a therapist.
Dang, Smells Like We went off like my sense of self-worth after my high school reunion. And just as hard to recover.
Who needs speed dating when you've got Megasaurus 55 chasing down Jack M Team this eagerly? Move over Tinder, this is how you swipe right at 100 miles per hour. Megasaurus 55 needs to get more consistent, hell they have just put in a slower lap than Jack M Team. Ah, the age-old challenge. Smells Like We is trying to catch Megasaurus 55, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks.
That's right, Smells Like We in third knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Megasaurus 55 is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
Well, butter my biscuit. With a gap just shy of a second, Megasaurus 55's car is dialed in. He's looking to reel Jack M Team in on the straights of Autodrome Lago Maggiore.
Megasaurus 55 is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Jack M Team to 0.4 seconds.
I've seen drivers fight G-forces, fatigue, and mental strain. But Megasaurus 55 is doing more than just enduring, they're thriving. Jack M team better check that rearview mirror.
I've been analyzing races for quite some time, and the sheer endurance of these drivers never ceases to amaze me.
Couldn't agree more. It's not just about physical stamina but mental fortitude. To stay sharp, lap after lap, especially with so many variables at play, it's a testament to their dedication and skill.
Hold on to your stubbies. Megasaurus 55 is closing in on Jack M team like a bachelor at the end of a Bucks night. Hope Jack M team either brought some lube or protection. Bloody oath, Megasaurus 55 is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Jack M team down to a scant 0.4 seconds.
Now this is what we call real racing. It's anyone's race, wide open as a Carolina sky. Who's gonna step up and take us to victory lane?
Lars is placed third at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Sunoiler, who is 1.8 seconds behind. Megasaurus 55 is locked in, mate. It's like watching a kangaroo chasing down that last bit of green in the outback. Every move is calculated, every turn precise.
You said it, Rob. Over here, it'd be like a quarterback eyeing that end zone in the final seconds. Megasaurus 55 is hungry for that top spot, and you can feel it.
Blimey, Megasaurus 55 shifted gears and the results are clear. Cruising up to first just like that. The pressure is on for Jack M team as they try to catch up to Megasaurus 55.
Looks like Jack M team has got more moves than a cowboy in a honky-tonk bar. Megasaurus 55 better watch out or he'll be two-step right off the track.
The gap between Lars and Sunoiler is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Lars to bring Sunoiler into play. Stone the crows. Lars is going faster than a roux on the hop. Sunoiler's got to step up their game now. It looks like Jack M team is pushing hard to catch up to Megasaurus 55. The gap is over a second, but Jack M team is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Megasaurus 55? You know, Hal, I've always wondered, how do racing drivers stay so cool and collected under such immense pressure?
Well, Rob, it comes down to mental strength and training. Drivers often work with sports psychologists and practice techniques like meditation and visualization to help them stay calm and focused during high-pressure situations.
Blimey, Sunoiler is farther back than my hairline. But you know what they say about Aussies? Never say die, unless it's a spider. Then just run. Bloody hell, Sunoiler's got to get the wind back in their sails. They're mucking about while Lars is off having a barbie with the lead.
Well, tickle me pink. Sunoiler's lap time ain't exactly lighting up the track. Lars is making them eat dust like it's apple pie.
Did you ever think about the physics at play here? The G-forces these drivers feel, especially during tight corners. It's mind-boggling.
Absolutely, Rob. And it's not just the car's engineering but the human body's resilience and adaptability. The way these drivers train to withstand and use those forces to their advantage, it's an art form combined with sheer grit.
It's hotter out there than an Aussie summer day, mate. Reckon Sunoiler can catch some shade behind Lars?
Shade? Here, we call that drafting. Let's see if they can stay cool and make a move. If not, there's always the AC in the pit.
It's going to be tough. Lars is a master at defending their position. Is there enough time for Sunoiler to make a move? They're going to be even more determined to hold on to that position.
Back in my day, when you had someone on your tail, you'd give them the old razzle-dazzle. Lars has got that move down pat against Sunoiler.
Phew, talk about foreplay. Sunoiler and Lars are really teasing us here. I haven't seen this much anticipation since my first date.
This is more than a race. It's a battle of wills, of nerve, of sheer determination.
Good on ya, Jack M team. Trailing so far back, reckon the front pack has already written the eulogy.
Well, butter my biscuit, Jack and team's hanging back like they're waiting for an inheritance. But ain't nobody dying up front.
Fair dinkum, mate. Jack M team's got to pull their socks up. They're dawdling around like they're lost in the outback while Megasaurus 55's blazing the trail.
Daggone, Jack and team spinning their wheels like a chicken with its head cut off. And Megasaurus 55, like a kid in a candy store, leading the pack.
As the race settles down, the drivers are really going at it.
It's like watching a high-speed game of chess. One wrong move and it could be game over. But these drivers are masters of their craft, always thinking 3 steps ahead.
That's right. And with the way they're maneuvering those cars, it's like they have superpowers.
It's almost like they have the power of flight. But instead of flying, they're speeding down the track like rockets.
I wonder if they have any spare rocket boosters for sale. If racing were a dance, Jack M team would be trying to lead, but Megasaurus 55 just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up.
Absolutely. Jack M team in second will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Sunoiler is chasing Lars in P3.
Dang, Sunoiler's chasing Lars like a Southern belle after a gentleman with a fat wallet. This is racier than a late-night movie marathon.
Blimey, Jack M team's determination reminds me of a kangaroo in a hopping contest.
Well, over here in the States, it's more like a squirrel chasing down its last nut before winter. Either way, it's entertaining to watch.
Gee whiz, Jack M team's getting some solid torque out of those corners. They must have figured out the perfect throttle control while trail braking.
Dang, Jack and team's fuel strategy and conservation of those brakes is spot on. They're inching closer to Megasaurus 55 like a hound on a hot dog.
This chase is as intense as a cricket match during the Ashes.
Cricket? I thought that was just a noisy bug. But seriously, it's like Game 7 of the World Series here.
Things are heating up as Jack M team tries to close the gap to Megasaurus 55.
It's all about finding the perfect opportunity. Jack M team needs to stay patient and wait for Megasaurus 55 to make a mistake.
Oi, Jack M team's chassis balance is on point today. They're handling bumps and curbs smoother than a croc sliding into water. Megasaurus 55's got a battle ahead.
Holy smokes. Jack M team's extracting every ounce of horsepower from that power unit. They're tailing Megasaurus 55 tighter than a belt after Thanksgiving dinner.
This race is getting even more intense. The drivers are pushing each other to the limit.
It's like they're playing a game of chicken, but with cars. And the winner gets to take home the checkered flag and bragging rights.
Ha ha, that's one way to put it. These drivers have to be in top physical and mental shape to compete at this level.
It's like they're training for the Olympics. And like you said, the mental fortitude required to stay focused and alert for the entire race is wild.
I think I need a nap just watching them. Oi, Jack M team's giving it a red-hot go in second. Just a few kangaroo hops behind Megasaurus 55. Might see a cheeky move soon.
With a gap tighter than a new pair of jeans, Jack M team's pushing that Porsche to its limit.
Breaking update. Jack M team went off track. I know the feeling, just like my diet every weekend. By the looks of it, Sunoiler in third is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Lars. Hold on to your stubbies.
Shoot, Rob, you ever seen a hound chase a rabbit? That's Sunoiler for y'all, trying to close in on Lars with every twist and turn of Autodrome Lago Maggiore.
From the grandstands to the pit lane, all eyes are on the action. Amongst the frontrunners, Smells Like We is showing prowess in fourth. Reminds me of two wombats fighting for the best burrow. Close, intense, and unpredictable.
Oh, this is gripping. With every lap, Lars is drawing closer to that lead spot. They're both battling tire to tire.
If I were the leader, I'd be checking my mirrors every blink of an eye. Good day, viewers. If you're just tuning in, you picked a ripper of a moment. Megasaurus 55 is in second and they're tailgating the leader. This is edge of your seat stuff.
You bet, Rob. It's like the leader's got a drop bear in the rearview mirror, lurking, waiting for that perfect moment to drop. Megasaurus 55 is surely smelling opportunity.
Megasaurus 55, no time for a smoko break. Lars is tearing up the track like it's the end of the world. This is where the true champions shine, and Sunoiler is certainly showing their class in the final sector.
That's an impressive burst of speed. It's all but said and done now.
This is like the state of origin for Megasaurus 55, going full tilt, gunning for the top, and not holding back.
And on my end, it's the Super Bowl vibes all over. Inches away from glory, and every move counts. Hold on to your hats, folks. This is racing at its finest.
Looks like we might have a great battle starting here between Lars in first and Megasaurus 55. It's been tense with a gap of only 0.4 seconds.
I tell you what, Lars is putting on a clinic out there. Protecting that spot like it's the last piece of Mama's fried chicken.
What a win. This is a historic moment for Lars, who put on a masterclass in driving today. What a display of skill and precision. Megasaurus 55 never gave up. They drove with heart and determination, ultimately securing a well-deserved second-place finish. What a race from Sunoiler. They kept their cool and secured a well-earned third place on the podium.
Impressive driving to secure that spot.
Taking fourth and fifth is Smells Like We and Jack M team.